Welcome back, guys. Going to do a review on the races that run on Saturday, the 10th of May, and I was going to go over my selections and how well I did. I'm going to start doing this after every race and point out if any horses had poor starts or things like that. Okay, let's get into it.
They're off for the first. Money Must and Toots came off slowest of them all, tapping in, gets a great start and rushes to that lead. Mr. Wonderful a length and a tail back toward the outside and making ground, that's Toots, as they go flashing past the half-mile marker. Timekeeper asked to make up some progress. Cruising again races next, and Beautiful Moon. Double the cash. A Money Must racing on the outside along with a Jet Ski Girl as they make their way flashing past the 3 and head toward the 5/16th. Out in front, it's Toots in charge, opening up some 2 or 3 lengths. Tapping in the favourite has work to do. Toward the outside, a Jet Ski Girl, or rather Timekeeper, asked to get going, but they race past the final 3/16th, and out in front, it is Toots now put to the right-hand stick. Asked to close up, tapping in now, drifting a bit out wide. Timekeeper is running on the spot, but it is Toots in charge as they flash past the furlong pole. They're arriving at the final 16. Toots in front, but beginning to tie up just a little bit, but looks to be doing enough as they drive to the line. It is Toots, and Toots takes the first. Tapping in the favourite gets second. Timekeeper is third. Double the cash is fourth. Money Must is fifth.
So after the first race, 3 of my 4 picks ended up in the 1, 2, 3. My fourth choice was Money Must, who had an awful start and just missed out fourth on the line running on.
They're off and racing. Talona gets a flyer and goes for that lead. Prince Aman hustled up to go in chase. So it is Talona in front of Prince Aman. Curlin's Affair rushing down on the outside. That's Brompton Alex. Then comes Rani Bangala just behind them. That's Bad Investment. And racing at the back of the field, that is Papi Uso. They head towards the 3, and it is Talona tearing away on that lead. From racing on the inside, that's Prince Aman. Just on the outside, Brompton Alex. About 3 lengths before we come to Rani Bangala. They're at the top of the lane, and Talona is still clear in front, coming to the furlong and a half pole with a good-looking lead. Rushing down on the outside, that is Brompton Alex. Just on the inside of Brompton Alex, that is Prince Aman. Now begins to make up ground, but it is still Talona running out of gas. Talona running on fumes. Prince Aman on the inside, and Brompton Alex, but Brompton Alex just the leader. It's Brompton Alex in front of Prince Aman. Brompton Alex beat Prince Aman, got tied for third. Could be Rani Bangala over the fading Talona.
So I dropped the ball in that one. To be honest, I thought Prince Aman should have been an easy winner, but you know it goes when you're dropping a horse in class, something generally not right with them. I knew Talona was going to be that lone speed on the lead. So I went with my 3 horses. They finished second, third, and fourth. I dropped the ball there because I left Brompton Alex, who I knew was fit. But to be honest, I thought Prince Aman would get the job done. And because of the speed of Talona, I thought they would have gotten away from Brompton Alex.
They're off. Lady Indiana misses the start, left at the back. Noble Sovereign comes away with a blazing kick. Kensia rushing down on the outside. These two now lock horns as Kensia takes a narrow lead over Noble Sovereign, a speedy sort on the rail. Secret Mission is 3 or 4 lengths back and racing in third as they charge past the half mile. There goes Sensational Gift now on the hunt, now moving down into third. Bossy Girl is there in fourth. A Secret Mission has faded back, second from the back of the field. Rani races up next and a long way back to Lady Indiana as they've left the 3 and make their way to the 5/16th. Kensia cruising on a 3-length lead. Noble Sovereign continues the pursuit. The rest have all a mountain to climb as Kensia turns for home, stepping just off the rail and getting a crack or 2 of the left-hand stick. Noble Sovereign now begins a run down against the fence. In behind them, that Sensational Gift. Posty Girl running on the spot, but they charge past the furlong pole, and the favourite Kensia continues to lead. Noble Sovereign, the only and closest pursuer at the moment. Inside the final 16th, it is Kensia. Noble Sovereign now trying to wear the leader down. Kensia pushed to the max. Richie Shakes and Kensia. Richie Shakes has a double. Kensia wins it over Noble Sovereign. Then Sensational Gift. Secret Mission is fourth.
This one was a pretty easy one for all tipsters, I guess. 1, 2, 3, with the obvious horse being Kensia in the event with the speed.
They're off and racing. Sir Ganga Jamuna gets a fly in the middle. Closest to us, that's Raw Liquid and Queen Zan. Over toward the middle, that's Dancing in the Breeze. On the far side, that's Big Pop. These are the prominent ones. The goal also picking up and coming on forward. But it is Sir Ganga Jamuna, the goal right there to Queen Zan. Queen Zan may just have the overall lead as they come out of the chute. Queen Zan and the goal. It's Queen Zan in front. The goal is right there too. Sir Ganga Jamuna not far away. Switch down on the near rails over toward the far side. I need to find more. That is a big pop, but it's De Gaulle and the Queen Zan. These two are matching strides. Sir Ganga Jamuna is right there too. It's now Sir Ganga Jamuna looks to come through to pick it up from Queen Zan. Sir Ganga Jamuna is in front. Queen Zan still there fighting on. Here comes the Little Grovey thing coming on sharp, but it is Sir Ganga Jamuna. Little Grovey thing flying on the outside. They've gone by together. It's very tight. And it's
Another good race here. Little Groove thing, even though coming out slowly and had to drift all the way across to the stands, managed to pull it off. One of my outsiders in my tip was second. That was Sir Ganga Jamuna. So finished first, second, and fourth there. Queensland finishing fourth. Didn't use the gifted one, but still three in the top four.
They're off. A fair start. Nuclear Jet races near the stand fence. Prince Kazir drifting right over there as well. Don Quezi is showing some speed more toward the middle of the track. Native Flyer not too far away. Earmark Blitz is also running quickly in the early exchanges as they make their way now toward the final quarter. Earmark Blitz, Don Quezi, Duchess right against the stand fence. These are the three main contenders. Asked to make some ground, that's a Prince Kazir, Jukebox racing with that group. Toward the far side, Bad Gal Khaleesi in the pink cap, Native Flyer in the green sleeves now shaken up, but they drive away toward the final furlong. It is Don Quezi under the stand fence who has that lead. Duchess now asked to land a blow toward the middle of the track. That's Earmark Blitz and Prince Kazir, but it is Don Quezi, the favourite, who has the lead. Duchess now applying pressure nearest to us. Here is Prince Kazir now beginning to fly on the far side. Don Quezi battling. Prince Kazir exploding on the far side, and Prince Kazir beats Don Quezi. Then Duchess, Earmark Blitz. Nuclear Jet is back in fifth.
Okay, the fifth race, bittersweet race this for me. My gamble horse of the day was Earmark Blitz. Bought that horse win and place. Bought a Quinola with him and the Prince Kazir. And as what happened in the race, Don Quezi once again came over, caused interference to Earmark Blitz and Duchess, and was taken down. Earmark Blitz ended up in the third spot, so I didn't get my Quinola, but still ended up with the superfecta as I picked 4 out of the 5, so I ended with the superfecta there.
I think he's ready. Ready for a start. They're off on racing. Crypto Girl marginally misses it along with J Speed, racing at the back of the field. She's Dallas Love blast into an early lead right against the rail. That's Social Mischief. Firecracker is quite early, rushing down on the outside. That's Galloping de Villas. Just behind them and coming on, that is Queen of Soul just against the rail. Backing out, that's Social Mischief backing out as they head towards the 3 furlong point and making the runnings. Firecracker in front of right there against the rail. That She's Dallas Love. What's outside? Galloping de Villas, they're coming at the top of the lane. Firecracker, Galloping de Villas, slipping through on the inside and coming on now. That She's Dallas Love, but it is Galloping de Villas that it's the front. She's Dallas Love. Firecracker is still there. Queen of Soul is coming on the outside, also coming down on the outside. Here comes a Crypto Girl flying on the outside. A good-looking finish coming to the half a furlong pole. J Speed is out wide as well. J Speed, and it's J Speed. Here comes the Queen of Soul, and Queen of Soul now bursts through to get that lead. Queen of Soul, and Omar Walker goes on to win from J Speed. Then comes First Offense. She's Dallas Love. Got tied for 5th. Could either be.
As you can see, how I tipped this race, it was a very competitive race and a tough race. And one of my outsiders to watch ended up winning at 10-1. That was Queen of Soul. And to be honest, I bought 2 bets in that race. I bought a superfecta wheel, which I lost, and then a catch for US$ on Queen of Soul, because I say if I was going to buy in that race, I'd catch an outsider, but it's not a race I wanted to gamble. So I catched $4 on Queen of Soul. So I was still ended up in front.
They're off. Strong Mind breaks on the far side. Big Buzz is over there with that group. Another one is right with them as they race away, covering just about the first furlong. Enthusiasm, more toward the center of the course, is also running pretty quickly. Lockdown is showing some speed. Simply Enchanting and the Bangarang racing near the fence right there too. That's Easy Money as they come charging up the stretch toward the final quarter. Another one on the far side may just have that overall lead. Another one has speed and displays it with opening up a 3 or 4 length gap. Being chased up by Easy Money in the yellow cap nearest to us. That's Simply Enchanting, but it's another one continuing to show flashes of speed and holding on to that lead inside the final furlong. They've got to catch another one and Shane Ellis. Another one striding out. This is the Mother's Day special. A 16th to run. It's another one. Another one is pulling away from them in the end, but now begins to tie up a bit. And another one will win it over Lockdown. My Eclipse is third. Simply Enchanting is fourth. And over on the far side, Strong Mind.
This was another race. I wasn't really interested in wagering because the favorite looked like he would win. But if you watch my lives, you know that I have a formula for a buy place bets, and my two horses of the day was Philip Lee horses. Although I did not catch the one that won, but I bought Earmark Blitz for place, and when I caught that place, what I got for the place, I put all of it on his other horse, My Eclipse, and luckily My Eclipse hung on for third. But another one was the likely winner of that race, so I didn't really gamble that in that race, and that's why I didn't even buy the double. I didn't even buy Nunes double. As I said, those two races not races I bought. I only bought Queen of Soul just because of the price, and the race was very competitive.
He's ready, and we're ready for a start. They're off and racing. Chief Dissident misses it and is left at the back of the field as Papidon rushes through for that lead. So it's Papidon out wide, never now picks it up and never comes across with that lead. It's never passing the 6 in front from Monster Vigorous. Then comes Military Light just on the outside of Papidon and making progress. That is Provident. Just on the outside of Provident, that's the Soul Warrior as they go past the 5. Then comes Lady Lauren, another 3 lengths before we come to Seaplane, just behind the Seaplane, recovering after that break. That's Chief Dissident and Bubbling Brown Sugar racing at the back of the field. They pass the 4 and never scoots off in front, about 4 lengths in front of Provident, who now goes a hunting. Left back in third, that's Monster Vigorous. Then comes a Military Light coming on, also coming on the outside of Military Light. That is the Soul Warrior. Coming on the rail, that's Papidon. They're coming at the top of the lane, and it is still never just the lead off. But here comes Provident, just on the outside of Provident, and coming on, that's Monster Vigorous, but it's Provident in front. Monster Vigorous is just on the outside of Provident, right there too, and coming on, that's Papidon, still against the rail. That is Never, but it is Provident still in front, coming to the furlong pole. Never trying to come back for more. Provident keeping on from Never out wide and coming on. Military Light and Seaplane comes a flying, but it is Provident in front, and Shane Ellis has a double on the card. Provident goes on to beat Never. Then comes Seaplane.
Here's another race. You can see how I tipped. It's very competitive to me, although I thought Provident would have been an easy winner. So I mainly bet in this race exotics and made a boo-boo. I actually left Chief Dissident off of my superfecta. But how I buy bets, when I find long shots, if I have a horse I think can't lose, I put the long shots in my exacta. So I catch the $1 exacta with Provident and Never, because I recently tipped Never the last time he ran and he was a no-show. So that's why I brought him back here and said, yes, I think he'd be a dangerous horse. And he did what I thought. If he went close to the lead, I know he'd be a dangerous horse. So I catched the $1 exact on him. So I was still a winner by this race run.
They're off for the Yvonne Mattis Cup. Captain Sparrow, as usual, left toward the back. As the rest of them in a very tight bunch, Divine Force is right up there with the front end. Sister Treasure and the Purple races out wide. Tiger Amidat and the Kweko now racing as a team. Sunny T and Chippy making progress on the rail as they sort themselves out, and Divine Force sets the fractions, leaving the 7. Sister and Treasure racing down on the outside, overtaken now by Sunny T and Chippy moving into second. Sister and Treasure half a length back in third. Rainsville is 4 lengths back with Rhythm Buzz for company as they leave the 6. Tiger Amidat has faded back. There goes Gervano now making ground as they race toward the 5. Rhythm Buzz is right with Gervano. Right there too, that's Rainsville. In behind them, Captain Sparrow now making ground as they leave the 5. Mr. Senator on the outside of Tiger Amidat continuing to fade. Fearless Soul and a Whizkid race toward the back. And last of all, it's Queco as the field have left the half mile and goes spinning into that turn. Divine Force opens up 3 lengths. Sunny T and Chippy in pursuit. Gervano now beginning to inch closer all the while. Rhythm Buzz racing down toward the outside as they go to the 3. Sister and Treasure now moves just in front of those. Renzel is further back with Mr. Senator. Right there too, that's Captain Sparrow asked to make ground. Whizkid is next ahead of Fearless Soul and Queco. And Tiger Amidat has now been left at the back of the field as they turn for home in the Yvonne Mattis and Divine Force attempts to go all the way. The rider having a peep over his shoulder. Here is Gervano now asked to close the gap toward the outside. Sistrum Treasure on the extreme outside, that's Rhythm Buzz. Rainsville making ground against the rail, but Divine Force continues to lead the chase. Inside the final 16th, it is Divine Force and Delroy Bihari. Divine Force hanging tough in the end, and they will win the Yvonne Mattis. Gervano is second. Sistrum Treasure third. Rhythm Buzz fourth. Rainsville is.
Now, this race was the disappointing race for me for the day. Although I did not buy a horse to win, because although Gervano is my top pick, 5-2 was kind of small odds for me to gamble him on. So I didn't really gamble. I just gambled some superfectors and I keyed him on a bunch of bets. And to be honest, I don't know how I made Divine Force get away from him, because I tipped Divine Force the last time he ran with Rhythm Buzz. But that race, they have no video footage of that race. Remember that day, the race, it wasn't shown. After they started, the race got kind of scrambled, so we didn't see it. So I didn't see how he ran in that race, to be honest. And when Fiani called for Delroy Bihari, then my mind I just didn't even bother to look at him, to be honest. But that's why Fiani is the maestro. You know, he planned the race properly. He saw the 9 furlong race and realized there's no speed in the event. Puts Delroy Bihari and tell Bihari to go to the front. Because wasn't a speed horse in the race, and I read it bad. I really read that I think Rhythm Buzz was going to be the horse to try to go for the lead, to be honest. That's what I read. I read Rhythm Buzz would go for the lead, and it wouldn't be a quick pace, and Gervano would be close enough. But as you can see, the pace was a 47, was a nice, good, strong pace, but nobody pressing the leader. So Gervano had it all to do. So no knocking what Gervano did. In my opinion, still going to be a top class horse, this Gervano. Still ran well. They finished in 152, which is a very, very good time for 9 furlongs, especially at overnight allowance. So Gervano will be back, but big up to Fiani and Delroy Bear for a good ride. Very good ride there on Divine Force. And I'm going to show you guys my pick 6, and it pays not to try to know racing too much, because I just really think I know racing too much. And all I had to do was spend maybe $20 on my pick 6, and I would have caught three pick 6. But you know, budgeting, balancing how I spending my money, because when I go to the track I only go with a certain amount, like I carry $50 and then I go through and pick my races. So I was budgeting. So when I bought this pick 6, I was like I was trying to save up for like buy Earmark Blitz, but end up losing because I bought him for win and place, but I lost on that horse. So that's why I bought this pick 6 so cheap. And if you're going to say, that's the 2 race that burst me is going to be the race with Earmark Blitz, because I used Don Quessy and Earmark Blitz. Didn't put Prince Kazir. And the last race I banked to Gervano. So ended up with 4 out of 6 there. But that's how racing goes. But we'll be back. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. And we'll be back for races for the next race meet. So like, share, and subscribe. Remember, always leave a comment. And as usual, stay safe.